Hi, welcome back. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day to all of you. As I promised, today I would like to share with all of you on how to mix marking for SEQ, PBQ and Ospe paper in EOS examinations. Comparing to what you have learned or done before in mixed marking for the SEQ paper in the previous EOM set, for this EOS marking method will be just a little bit different, as all of you will be enrolled as blind marking examiner in exam course, not as the teacher anymore. So before we start doing anything, as usual, you have to log yourself into the KeLIP platform. Once you're already in, you need to go to the My Course menu on top of your page at the top left corner. Click on this menu and then scroll down and go to the course BMM 2100. So this is the course by which the students will take their exam. But right now, I'm not going to show you the exact course because the student did not yet sit for the exam, but I'm going to show you an example for marking the paper in different course. For example, I'm going to make marking in module 13, and therefore I need to click on the module 13. And then what I need to do once it brings you to this page, I need to scroll down and search for the respective exam link by which you need to make marking. Right now, I'm going to show you on how to make marking for the Ospe paper first. The marking method for the Ospe paper is just a little bit different comparing to the marking for the PBQ and SEQ marking because the graded informations or the answer scheme is not being attached in KeLIP platform. So why the answer scheme is not there or is not being attached together, it is because the setting for the Ospe paper supposedly to be automatic grading. So since we consider that the student's answer would be varies due to typing error, spelling error or multiple answers, so we need to do a manual grading by overwrite the mark. If let's say that you are lucky enough to be the examiner for the Ospe paper, you will be notified via email and you have to collect the answer scheme from the exam unit. So right now, let's click on this link. So once it's bring you here, you need to go to the actions menu icon at the top right corner over here and then click on this arrow. And then go to the manual grading menu and click on this menu. Right now, in this page, you will only be able to see stations number 1 up to stations number 3. To see all of the stations or to find your respective stations, if let's say that you have to make marking for stations number 4 or stations number 5, for example, you need to go to also show questions that has been graded automatically and then click on this link. And right now, it will show you all of the stations available. So for this EOS 4 more examinations, there are only 5 stations, so I can only see stations 1 until stations 5. For the real Ospe examinations, there will be 20 stations, but somehow it will be split into 2 exams. So Ospe 1 and Ospe 2. For the set 1 Ospe, you will see stations number 1 up to stations number 10. And for the set 2, you will see stations number 11 up to stations number 20. But before we jump to marking for the answer scripts, I would like to steal just a second to explain what does that means by this column and also this row. The question's name for Ospe paper will be given in the form of stations 1, stations 2, station 3, 4 and so forth. If let's say that you're going to make marking for the SEQ paper, the question's name will be SEQ 1, SEQ 2, 3 and 4. If let's say you're going to make marking for the PBQ, it will show you PBQ A, PBQ B, C or D. For the 2 grade column, you will see 0 in Ospe answer script. Because I said earlier, the setting for the Ospe is automatic grading. But right now, we don't have to bother about this column. Now, let's move on to the next column, by which the already graded column, which means how many answer script you have manually graded or update. In automatically graded column, you will see the number of the participants, and the total columns is the total number of the answer scripts available, by which you have to make a grading. To mix marking, find your respective stations in this row and then go to the total column and select grade all and click on this link. Once it's bring you here, what you can see, you will see there are 5 answer scripts in one page. So this is participant number 1, This is participant number 2, number 3, number 4, and also number 5. Okay, let's move on to the top, to the participant number 1. To overwrite the marks, what you need to do, highlight the questions together with the student's answer, and then press Ctrl C in your keyboard to copy, and go to the comment box in the screen box below here and press Ctrl V to paste. If you not be able to see the content in this box because it is too small and narrow, you can drag this down to enlarge. Or in the other way, you can go to this toggle full screen mode and click on this. So, and then now let's overwrite the marks. For Ospe, we have to compare the student's answer script with the answer schemes that we collect. So right now, if let's say that the students answer it right, so I can dedicate 1 mark for the students. I prefer to make it in bold and then change it into red in font so that I can calculate it easily. So Ctrl C, alright, and then just Ctrl V to paste if the mark is still the same. Okay, so close this window. At the end, what you need to do once you're done marking for this answer script, don't forget to write how many marks does the student get. For example, like the student get 3 out of 10 marks, so I just put down 3 out of 10, and then you can go to the next participants and once you're done for this page, scroll down and click on save and go to the next page, and then it will bring you to the participants number 6 up to participants number 10. Once you're done marking for all of the answer script, you can just go to the back to the list questions link over here, and it will bring you back to this window. If let's say you stop for a certain number, because you're not going to mix marking for the whole day, right? If let's say you're going to continue, you can just come back and then go to the automatically graded column and then click on update marking to continue grading. At the end, how are you going to make sure that you have done marking for all of the answer script? Just look at the already graded column. If let's say the number of the participants in the already graded column or manually graded column is already 64 out of the total number 64, meaning that you have already graded all of the answer scripts. Let's give an example for the stations number 2, that the automatically graded by the system is 61 and the manually graded is only 3, meaning that you only update or do manual grading only for 3 participants and you have to continue for the rest of 61. That's all the marking method for the Ospe paper. Right now, I'm going to show you the difference that you will see in PBQ and SEQ set. That's going back to the module 13 or any module that you need to overwrite the mark. Right now, module 13. And then scroll down and go to the SEQ link. So click on this link as usual. And then at the top right corner, click on this actions icon and then go to the manual grading. If you take a look at the screen right now, in the questions name column, you will see that the questions name is SEQ1, SEQ2 and SEQ3 because this is in SEQ paper. If let's say you're going to make marking for the PBQ, it will be PBQA, PBQB, PBQC and PBQD. For SEQ and PBQ, the 2 grade column over here will not be 0. This is because the setting for the PBQ and SEQ is manually grading. To mix marking for the SEQ answer script, you need to go to the 2 grade column. So the 2 grade column over here, it shows only one, by which I only have one participant who has made this attempt. So click on the 2 grade column and then you will see the questions together with the student's answer. As usual, what you need to do for the next step is just you need to highlight the student's answer script, press Ctrl C to copy. In the comment box down below here, press Ctrl V. The answer scheme for the SEQ and PBQ will attach together in here. So you can compare the student's answer script with the answer scheme provided. So let's give an example, like this is 1 mark. So I prefer to make it in bold. To bold, you can just press Ctrl B and then bold. And then okay, let's say that the student scored 3 out of 10, so I need to jot down 3 out of 10. So once you're done in this answer script, don't forget to click on save and go to the next page. And then continue for the rest of the answer script. So once you finish, so right now what you can see already graded has already been 1 update grade and 2 grade now will become 0. So and that it is for the SEQ paper. Now let's move on to mixed marking for the PBQ set. Alright, so as usual, go to the respective module. Okay, just click at the top right over here and then scroll down and go to the PBQ questions. Click on this link and as usual, at the actions icon, click and then go to the manual grading. And over here, the question's name will be PBQA, PBQB, PBQC, and PBQD. For PBQ set, as we look at our practice before in face-to-face exam, each of the PBQ questions, there are several examiners will be involved. So same goes to the PBQ set online. So several examiners will be assigned to grade their own questions in PBQ set. So as usual, you will be notified if your question coming out. So what you need to do in PBQ marking, go to the total column over here instead of to grade column. So why? That is because usually for PBQA, for example, there will be 4 to 5 examiners. If let's say the examiner number 1 already mixed marking, so it will be automatically updated in the grade column. So instead of just go to the 2 grade column, we need to go to the total column for the PBQ marking. Please make sure that you go to the correct PBQ set. Okay, so what you need to do, go to the total column and click on the grade all. Scroll down and what you can see that this is the case and down below here is the student's answer. Scroll down further, you will see that this is the answer scheme given. Scroll down further, in this comment box, you will see that the student's attempt already has been pasted in your comment box. So you don't have to go to copy the student's answer script and paste in the comment box because it already has been pasted here. So what you need to do in mixed marking for the PBQ is just go and find your name and your respective questions. Now let's take a look at this one. If let's say that these questions, NHAB, question number 1, number 2 and number 3 has 9 marks in total, by which she already gave 7 out of 9 marks for the students. So now let's take a look at NIAR. So if let's say that I am the NIAR, okay, so I want to give 1 mark. Okay, bold, select the color. Okay, if let's say that the students only score 1, what I need to do is just jot down how many marks does the student get. Once you're done, so you can scroll down further, you can see that there are a marks column over here. So you don't have to write down how many marks does the student get because this will be done by somebody else. So once you finish, you can just save and go to the next participants or save and go to the next page. That's all the marking method for the PBQ paper. Oh yes, before I end this tutorial, like a previous practice, you have to choose 3 out of all of the answer scripts. But for the EOS paper, you don't have to do so because it will be done by somebody else. I hope that this tutorial will help you in mixed marking for this EOS examinations paper. So that's all my tutorial for today. If you have any questions or inquiries, please feel free to ask. So see you again next time and thanks for watching.